Welcome, everyone.
Hey.
Hello. Facts and Two Cents is back. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. We are out and about, and yes, we are both vaccinated. We have our
Yes.
masks. And so we figured we'll come out here and do a new episode. I know you guys haven't seen me in a while, but I am here. It's been busy, and life has been, life is life. So, anyways, as you know, we are.
We are here for the Sussexes. That's it.
That's it. You know them, Meghan, Harry, King Archie, Queen Lily, Queen Mother Doria, Kula, and Guy.
And the chickens.
And the chickens.
Hello.
Right. And the chickens. You're right.
They made an appearance last week. Hello.
They did. And so listen, we are petty and biased. Don't come for us or else. Oh well, you know how it goes. So okay, we're in the park.
We're in the park. It is
and
gorgeous.
so-
Somebody said the other I was reading a comment last night and they're like, Petal, you're trying to convince people who don't know about New York that it doesn't look like the view that Harry had when he did his last seminar, with all the buildings in the back. I'm like, yeah, because everybody thinks New York is only about those buildings. And it's like, no, New
it
York
is a
is
concrete
beautiful.
jungle, but we do have some vegetation.
but yeah.
We have some
other
nice
things.
vegetation, so it's like, listen, so it is really, really cold. It's really, really cold. So we are here just to, I know you guys miss me, so I'm here. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So
Yes.
let's get through it quickly. Any other things you want to say before we kick it off?
No.
All right, so what are we talking about today?
So we have a lot of stuff going on. I know that that
always
documentary was happening, and
Right.
it's one of those things that I try to not give too much air to, because in my view, with stuff like that I've seen in so many documentaries and so many
princess
books,
and
the princess and the princess and the press, I think.
Right.
Yeah, and the thing that I don't want, I was trying not to give it a lot of air, because it's always like those books that is like, it start off with, being not that it's favorable to the Sussexes, but fair. And then in the end, there's like this bait and switch where they end up slamming the Sussexes and blaming the Sussexes for everything and cuddling up to the,
the press,
palace.
the monarchy.
Yeah, exactly. And so in my mind, this is like, for me at least, and I'd be happy if I'm wrong, but in my mind, for me, the reason why I'm like, it just feels like a typical bait and switch thing.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, until I, know for sure, because I just don't trust anything I don't trust anything coming from the island when it has to do with the royal family. So that's why I'm like, but I know a lot of clips have been online. And so, I've seen a few clips that people have posted online about it, and I know the press have been throwing they're having a conniption about it, because and it's so wild, because I'm like, but the whole documentary is the people who were, reporting out all of those lies. They're the ones that has been in the whole documentary. So I don't know what they're complaining about. Right. They're the ones talking about it.
Right. Yeah.
So, but I know that you saw it. We've kind of taken up the part. These poor people are like going around. We've co-opted this section of the park.
Yeah. Someone might just come through. So if they come through, we'll let them pass, and that'll be it.
Exactly.
So anyways, well, here is the truth. So I was on, so some of you have seen me on the Success Squad podcast. I just I'm on there listening Sundays because I'm just lazy, sitting down, laying in bed and listening to them. Trust me, I'm just like you guys. It's easy to listen to someone's podcast than to do it. Okay?
Yeah,
so I'm just like you.
Yeah.
So don't judge me. Judge yourself. But anyways, so and to say, it wasn't because they didn't say nobody should watch it. They just said, hey, they just gave their opinion. It's like they're not watching it.
Right.
And so you don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to, it's up to you.
Exactly.
I mean, we're all adults, right? So I wasn't going to watch it because I was like, just like what Petal says, because it's just the same thing over and over again, right? And I was online one of those days, and and truth be told, I honestly did not know the title to the documentary.
Oh.
I didn't pay mind to it. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, what is this? And then a quarter way through it, I was like, oh shoot, this is a documentary. At that point, I was like, judgment call. Should I just quit? Oh, I'm like, I'm just gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my take. And I'm not saying it because you should go watch it or whatever. I saw some really clips on Twitter where squaddies were like, "Oh, this is actually really good." So anyway, so I saw it and it was, it left me feeling like I don't even know what they wanted to accomplish. Yes, it seems like they were trying to expose the palace for how Meghan was treated, because quite honestly, a quarter through to the end of the documentary, started focusing on Harry and Meghan. Because in the beginning it was about Prince William and Harry, and then how Harry was hacked, his phone when he was dating, his previous girlfriends.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, these are things we already know, right?
Yeah.
It's not news. But to confirm, to see some, what do you call it? Hackers. I'll call them hackers.
Yeah.
Who were like confirmed that, yeah, they actually did do that. And one of them was like, oh, I feel bad about it. And I'll apologize to Harry. And then it switched to Harry and Meghan.
Right, yeah.
And then it switched to how Camilla, I'm a liar.
Camilla Tommey is a liar.
Camilla Tommey is a liar came
Yeah.
on. And she was just excited to be asked the question that she revealed that Harry and Meghan were dating, right?
Of course.
It's her pride and joy. You can see
I
that.
think she hasn't posted that she either was nominated or something for a scoop of the year with that. She loves to talk about that.
She
I've seen her before.
loves
Yeah,
to talk about it.
someone
You should
posted
see
she
the
had that.
smile on her face. She was just grinning. And then the interviewer, right? What's his name?
Amal Rashawn, I
Rashawn,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Amal was like, hey, anyway, so he goes, so can you, tell us how you came across that? He's like, no, I would never share my sources, but I can tell you what. I did tell her editor, and there was only 3 of them who knew until the news came out. And I was like, child girl, someone's phone was
Or
hacked.
it came from the palace.
Oh, it came from the palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It
they
leaked
knew,
from the palace,
and so
yeah.
I'm sure it came from the palace. They were
Yeah.
probably trying to hide something, as they usually are.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, that was when I think Andrew's stuff was coming out, right? No, it wasn't at that point.
Oh, really? I wasn't following. I never even heard of Meghan Markle at those times. I
Ooh.
never knew.
Yeah.
Until the day that I heard Prince Harry was dating someone named Meghan Markle. I'd never heard of Meghan Markle
Listen,
before. I'd never heard of Suits.
If you're the Suits fan, raise your hands.
I
Hey.
had
And
never
then the
heard of
tick.
people.
The tick.
I see. That's the thing too. I had never heard of the tick. Nothing.
I wasn't a constant person that followed on the tick.
Yeah,
I read
yeah.
the tick, but I was constantly on Suit.
On Suits.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow, yeah. Okay.
I will go and take here once in a while, but Suit is what
Yeah.
was my
And
thing.
I think because when all this was happening, I didn't have a television, and so I haven't watched television in years, and so there's so much of that I missed,
Yeah.
and so until I heard the day that it was announced that Prince Harry is dating someone named Meghan Markle, and then when I saw Meghan, I was like, okay, I never saw her before, I didn't know anything about her,
Yeah.
and then I was very happy to hear that she's a black woman, and I was like, when I first saw her, that was not what I thought when the first picture I saw of her, I thought she was like, Italian or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I had no idea. And when I heard I was like, ooh, you go, Harry.
Yeah. So what I got from it was that it is what it is. It's nothing revealing. The squad was way, way, way ahead of BBC. They should probably interview squaddies. So that's what they should do. They should find squaddies and say, hey, what was your take on this? And then we'll tell them. We have receipts upon receipts. And Don, what's his name? Dan Wooten was on
The
there.
Garbage Twins.
Garbage
One of
Twins.
the Garbage Twins.
Yeah. He was on there, was like, the tiara. And I was like, oh, I wonder how he's feeling now that we know that Meghan was like, no, the Queen actually, it was such a a peaceful, fun time where the queen was actually like, all five looks good on her. And she even asked the queen, which one do you prefer? The queen was like, all five looks good on you. She picked what she picked, and the queen was like, that looks great on you. And I mean, she used the word great, but I'm just paraphrasing.
Right,
But
yeah.
basically, it looked nice on her.
Yeah.
And she picked that. So that wasn't even, Dan Wooten lied.
And also, I mean, the originator of that story was Robert Jobson.
Rob Jobson, yeah.
Yeah, Robert Jobson wrote that in his book, Charles
Yeah.
at 70.
Yeah.
And he, you know, and the thing about it too.
He was on he said something about it too on the documentary.
On the documentary.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the interviewer was like, they both gave two different
stories.
stories.
Yeah, because it's a lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie. That's what happens when it's a lie. Nobody can keep their
Yeah.
lie straight. You know, and I just saw, it's so funny because I tweeted out about this. The Standard, when Meghan's email come out and then it was revealed that it was a
Yeah.
lie, the Standard, they're in an article, they're like, yes, this story is, you know, the Tiara story is false. It was something that was reported in other newspapers. And I
Right.
tweeted, I was like, excuse me, that story originated from your lying royal, because Robert Jobson writes for the Standard.
Yeah.
And the Evening Standard. I'm like, that story originated from your lying royal reporter.
Robert Jobson.
Robert Jobson,
Yeah.
you know, and it's so funny. Robert Jobson, he proudly was like, yes, you know, before we knew it was a lie.
Yeah, he was had such
Proudly,
conviction about it.
Yeah. Him and Dan Wooten, they were very proud about that story.
Yeah. Because the end goal was to demonize Meghan,
Exactly,
right? And to make her
exactly.
feel like she's so demanding, and then that whole thing about what Meghan gets, it's a lie.
It's totally a lie.
Totally a lie,
If you-
guys.
yeah.
Do not believe. I mean, I'm sure you guys already know that, but you just don't believe that. It's a
Yeah,
lie.
because they actually said that about two other people in the royal family, including Prince William. If you go back to like 2015 or something like that, there is a story about Prince William with that same tagline: "What Prince William wants, Prince William gets." So what they're doing is basically using the same line and switching out the name and the date,
Kinda
and
like-
then
kinda-
inserting a name.
Kind of like the way they reused kids' outfits in the royal family, like the little short poom poom shorts that they have the boys wear. Keep reusing it. Ridiculous. The same
It's ridiculous. And it's so funny, like if you hear the responses, you know, now that we are, you know, we've all seen them, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, because I've seen them in clips and whatever, and they're all in there. It's like the responses. Did you see the clip of Robert Jobson? I think he was being interviewed on Australian television, and on Australian television, Robert Jobson basically says, and literally says, you know, because they were asking him like if the palace really do leak, you know, and he's like, yeah,
Yes.
of course they do.
He's
He's
like,
like, you
yeah,
know,
I
they
saw
can
that.
deny that
Those
until
ones
they're
with the
blue in the face. But they do, especially Kensington Palace.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And you know Kensington Palace is what? William and Kate.
Exactly. And you know, Kensington Palace, what they did was they had a private briefing with press to deny the fact that they were briefing.
Well, William had a private briefing with the press to deny
that
he
he
briefed
briefed.
to the press. Now, how dumb is that? Like, that's just
That is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
that is a toddler move.
Which is
very
basically Robert
infantile
Jobson's
move. Yeah.
point. It's just like, it's
Well,
stupid.
But the same thing Harry said, right? You know, the contract behind that behind the curtain, right? That's what they do. They came to Kensington Palace for him to brief them. I'm sure he didn't just come and say, you know what, I don't brief you guys. I don't tell you guys anything.
Right.
You know, like, come on, seriously.
It's just so ridiculous. And did you see the clip when actually Robert Jobson, somebody posted a clip, I think it was yesterday, of Robert Jobson being interviewed by Dan Wooten.
Oh,
And
no.
Dan
That's a
Wooten
too hot
was
mess. That's a
Dan
too
Wooten
hot-
was trying to reel Robert Jobson in. He's like, Dan Wooten is like, but we were on the documentary. We weren't there representing the palace. How come Meghan's lawyer was there?
Oh, I
And
didn't see
Jobson-
that when I saw that someone wrote
Yeah,
about it.
it's a clip. And so Robert Jobson was like, look, the palace had the chance to reply and,
Right.
and to respond, and they chose
They-
not to. You know, and Dan Wooten is trying to be like, what? You know, he's trying
But,
to.
yeah.
Robert
Yeah,
Jobson wasn't having it.
He does that all the time. There's another clip online which they were interviewing. This has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan, but it was Lawrence Fox and Dan Wooten were interviewing this other guy about some Tesso or whatever. I can't remember. But anyway, he goes, you two are so pathetic. he called Florence Fox and Dan Woodger. And you know how
True.
British says it.
Yes.
You're very pathetic. And it was so funny because Dan was doing the same thing again. Like, but you know, why would they call us? Because they're so against cancel culture. Those two, like, they always argue about cancel culture. And here they are trying to cancel someone. And then the guy was like, "You two are so pathetic.
Yeah.
You are the people who are like anti-cancel culture. Here you are, because it's about you two. You're like, you know, they were,
Which is what they're trying to do. They've spent 4 years trying to cancel Meghan Markle. Yeah, they're screaming. They've spent 4 years trying to deny her freedom of speech. You know, every time she says something, they scream, "Oh, you need to shut up." Yet they're the ones that will be there like, "Oh, people are trying to," you know, and it's just like, you know, I mean, even on this one where Robert Jobson, Robert Jobson was like, "Look, you know, the palace is ridiculous, especially with the BBC, that they're trying to ban the BBC from, you know, carrying this thing, when it's kind of like, what they're trying to do is control the narrative.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous and it's stupid, you know." But you know, it's so funny. And he said it's the same thing that they did. You remember when Prince William gave that fake outrage speech with the BBC with Princess Diana?
Princess Diana's, yeah.
Robert Jobson was the one who actually, and we did a podcast on this. And Robert Jobson was the one who actually stood up for Princess. I'm telling you, I am not a Robert Jobson fan. I cannot stand that man. But there are a couple of times where I'm like, thank you, Robert Jobson, for actually being honest.
No,
you know, he actually stood up for Princess Diana again. It's like,
conscience
look,
is the one that eating him up.
exactly.
So he should do whatever
and
he
plus,
does
you know,
is,
I think without, you know, American
he's not
media is
getting
not.
paid,
So I think he's
That's why
probably
I'm like-
learned to tell the truth.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't tell the full truth, right? He says something that he kind of like goes around it just so that he can please. He's a flip flopper.
He does.
He tries to please both markets so that way he can get a job.
Exactly.
So he's up for his own self.
Exactly.
Don't be fooled by that.
Exactly. But you know, this time too, he was like, you know, the point what the palace is trying to do is to control the narrative. He's like, look, you couldn't control it with Diana. It doesn't matter if Diana, you know, she did it with Martin Bashir. If she didn't do it with Martin Bashir, she would have done it with somebody else, and she would have said the same thing. You know what I mean? The problem with the palace is that they're trying to control the narrative and they can't.
Well, the only thing about Martin Bashir's thing is that he lied about something.
He did. I mean, obviously,
if Diana had done it with somebody else and that person hadn't, you know, scared her about that, maybe the interview might have gone differently. But she still would have spoken her truth about Charles.
Exactly. I mean,
and Camilla.
Exactly. So. And they're trying to make this about BBC. This is not about BBC, and it's not about Martin Bashir. It's a fact. It's about what the royal family did to her, and that was the point of it, you know. And so, I mean, and even the stupid nonsense with the BBC, with the Prince William banning, you know, the BBC. That is
what
nonsense.
Does he have to be able to ban the BBC?
It is nonsense. I mean, yeah, the BBC is actually producing Kate's thing.
Speaking of Kate's thing,
yeah, the BBC is producing it.
Don't get fooled. Yes, ITV is airing it, but BBC produced it. So BBC made their money. They sure did. Oh, ooh, I like the sunlight. Look,
the sun is giving.
Look at those cheeks. The BBC made their money. Don't get fooled. Like the royal family. Here's the thing: they're fading away. Their popularity is diminished drastically, especially when they just turn their back and treat Meghan like badly. Like, you cannot be supposedly in favor of, you know, running all these Commonwealth countries and
treat people like
who are mostly people of color, and then treat somebody who is the first person of color who comes into your family, and then, you know, you do that, and then you expect the whole world not to say anything. But absolutely. So listen, we have we know we caught up to their whole gimmick. Right?
Yeah,
and we're
nonsense.
like, no, you can't fool us anymore.
It's nonsense.
You thought you were fooling us. You probably did fool us for a while, but now we're like, nope. And every generation's catching up to it. The popularity is down. They're not that famous. Nobody really cares. I mean, when Omid Scobie posts anything about anyone else, I'm like,
look at their
look at the view.
You know, and it's so funny. I think the thing that is so ridiculous about this, and I see a lot of people, especially British reporters, they are all peddling the royal family nonsense with Prince William is banning the BBC because he is so hurt because of what they did to Princess Diana, and then he did that speech. That is nonsense. That the thing with when the BBC, when they did the report, Lord Dyson's report came out in May. It came out in May, and then Prince William did this whole fake outrage speech thing. Not even a month later, 20 days later, literally, the royal family on 20 days. They did on June 9th, 5 days after baby Lily was born. She was a 5-day-old.
Facts, receipts.
The royal family used the same BBC to leak information to them, claiming that Prince Harry did and Meghan did not get permission from the Queen to name their daughter Lilibet. The royal family used the BBC to attack a baby, where you have all the British press attacking a baby, where they claim that Meghan and Harry were abused. They're charged them with elder abuse, that they stole the Queen's name. The same BBC that William is supposedly angry about. The same BBC that they used.
Dumb this whole thing sounds like grown adults.
I know.
I can understand the Queen might be wearing diapers. I don't know, but you are grown adults. Why would you even? Let's talk about that. A baby.
5 days old, And then not only that, the same BBC on October 4th, the same BBC aired the Prince Philip documentary where all the royal family was involved. The same BBC.
They can't live without the BBC.
I know. The same BBC that they were so angry about. And then on the 17th of October, Prince William's Earthshot that bombed on BBC, by the way.
Yeah, that was
They aired the documentary thing, and they aired
YouTube as well. Did he do something on YouTube?
Yeah. Actually, it was BBC Player, BBC One Player, or something like that. It was aired. And it's probably on YouTube as well. But BBC produced all those things.
Didn't do well as well, which Tina from Sussex Squad kept mentioning that her views are way more than the people.
Yeah.
So
William probably their YouTube channel or whatever.
Something
It's the same BBC. And then the same BBC that he is supposedly angry about and upset and hurt because they, basically are charging them with almost killing his mother. The same BBC they're allowing to produce Kate's whatever Christmas thing she's having. I think they're just giving them an out because apparently, and again, our friends in England could confirm for us, but apparently BBC already have a show like that they've been broadcasting every year, every Christmas. So they already have a show like that. They promised to to produce the show, but they refuse to make room in their schedule to put the show. And I think BBC is just giving them an out and having them air it at ITV. But this nonsense notion that, oh my gosh, this powerful Prince William is basically kicking BBC. I'm like, BBC is probably celebrating that they don't have to air another royal show that's gonna bomb. I mean, Earthshot cost them almost 2 million viewers.
Here's the thing. William is going to reach out to the BBC next year because he's going to come up with some kind of other fake project, something that he needs to do to keep relevant.
Exactly.
And then he's going to need BBC.
Yeah.
And so this is done before. This is it's a pull and tag.
Exactly. And I'm sure that this year they're going to be like, those reporters are going to be like, oh, see, BBC is not carrying the Queen's speech. BBC is not scheduled to carry the Queen's speech this year. ITV is. They have like this rotation thing that's happening this year. And I think next year ITV is going to be carrying. So don't be fooled when reporters are like, BBC didn't carry
because the royal.
It's not scheduled.
It's not scheduled.
Yeah.
And that reminds me one thing I was going to say about the back to the documentary. That William and his minions, Jason Knob, they're probably just freaking out because that part as well. But the journalists who I hate to call them journalists.
They're not journalists. They're royal gossipers. That's what I call them.
We're all talking about what they've done, and Boris Johnson's sister, she's the one that wrote about Meghan's exotic
DNA. Yes.
Her defense for that, thinking, she says, "Oh, that happened 4 years ago. If that would not happen right now." And I'm like, 4 years ago?
It was just yesterday.
4 years ago? We actually 4 years ago is like yesterday. Okay? Okay.
People are
Her whole
such-
goal was like, oh, I didn't know. My whole thing was like, her take was she was trying to present Meghan's exotic blood and how that would be a fine mix into royal blood. I was like, you are a liar. The devil is a liar. That's not what you meant. You came in to demonize her and to destroy her, and your behind was
All you need to know
exposed.
that's Boris Johnson's sister.
Yes, that's all you need to know. So don't believe the crack word she says.
Oh, and they've all been screaming at the fact that Jenny Afia, Meghan's lawyer, was there. And it's all became like, oh, it's all pro Sussex because
That's what I said. Yeah. No.
that is
Well, you
such a
have
good
the
right.
right.
Exactly.
You have the right to bring your own attorney that you
and
couldn't.
you chose not to.
Because you had no case.
And you notice nobody since Jenny Afia has been there and said this is false. Nobody has challenged it.
Yep.
One, and then Camilla
Yep.
Tominey did a whole story on Jenny Afia, and then the Standard did a story on Jenny Afia and talking about her family and her kids. And this is how the British press tried to intimidate people.
Yeah.
They tried to dox her is basically what they're trying to do. The only reason Camilla Tominey would do an article on a lawyer is to send her minions after the lawyer.
Yeah.
And that is how disgusting these people are. They try to intimidate.
So, anyways, it's crazy. So, I will wait. My whole take on the documentary. I know we went round in circle and we're back to that. My whole take on the documentary is wait till the second one comes out, and then I personally will. I'm not even going to watch it. I think it comes out on. I'm not even going to tell you when it comes out. That means I'm promoting it. Wait
It's
till
Monday or Tuesday or
yeah.
something like that.
Some squaddies have already seen it. They're going to see it again. So I will wait till because what Pedal said. Sometimes the second part is like they start.
It's like a
dissing.
bait and switch.
Yeah. So I will wait till the second part comes out and people watch it, and if the review, if it's something that we feel like is worth even like looking at, then you can.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
at least, we don't initially rush it and give them the ratings.
Exactly. And I'm going to tell you because I saw Prince William and like they said the three palaces joined together to make a statement. I don't believe that. And I'm going to tell you why I don't believe that. One, when Buckingham Palace want to make when
The Queen.
when the Queen wants to make a statement, they all fall under Buckingham Palace heading.
Yeah, because she's the
And-
lead.
yeah,
So why would
exactly.
they say, yeah, that was
Exactly.
really strange. That's a
Exactly.
good point.
It'll all come under Buckingham Palace. What I believe happened, this is William's statement, and he just pulled in their name to get backup. That's and I know that and I
makes
think
sense.
that because he did that with Prince Harry when Prince Harry and Meghan were leaving, and the Times wrote an article. And I
But he
think
put his arms around him.
exactly when actually not even that one. It was I think it's either Valentine Lowe or Roy. I think it's Valentine Lowe actually wrote an article that Prince Harry and Meghan left because they felt bullied by William. That was right. What happened was what came out it was that this article that's saying Harry and William made a statement that is not true.
Right. I
It
remember
turns
that.
out that Harry had nothing to do with that statement. That was William's
William wrote that
statement, and then
statement,
they pulled in Harry's name. And that's why I feel like this is nothing to do with the other
Well,
palaces.
you
This
have
is
a good point.
William's statement.
We have a good point.
So
because
that's what I'm thinking with that.
Queen is
Yeah,
still alive.
this is-
so there's
I think
no
this
way.
is- yeah.
Even Charles will not do that.
No,
Because the Queen is
it'll
still around.
all
come
fall
from
on Buckingham Palace. Like even with the that we're investigating
Succession.
Meghan
Yeah.
and all of that. Even with the when they said what is it that recollections may vary. All of
Yeah.
those statements fell under Buckingham Palace. When they want to make a statement for the palace, it comes under Buckingham Palace. This is William, and he pulled their name in. They're not going to out him and
Right.
say, you know what, no, that's not us. They're not going to do that.
Right.
But make no mistake, I don't believe this came from all three of them. I think this is William's statement, and he did exactly what he did to Harry.
Right. Well, that's the end of our show.
That's it.
It is cold.
It's cold.
But we were able to finish and wrap it up. Thanks so much for joining us today on this cold New York morning. And we will see you again next time. Until then.
And please, if you love our channel and you love our content, please, 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 at the bottom of this video,
Subscribe.
yeah, hit the subscribe button.
Share
and also,
the
yes,
button,
please.
share the video.
And also click that little bell right next to it or right above it,
Yeah.
so that you know exactly when we drop a video.
Exactly.
And also, if you're interested in supporting us, we do have PayPal, we do have Cash App. All of this information is in the description. Also, please, 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 we do everything we talk about. We put links in our video in the description, so you can go back and you can read those articles. Please read them, so that way you know what we're talking. We know what we're talking about.
Educate yourself.
Exactly.
So thanks for watching. We're happy that you took the time to watch us and everything that she said. So until next time, see you later.